and it pays off when other people are trying to find their way.
All right, well, thank you very much, Toffees. Time now to head to the final game of the day. For some of these teams, they need a few more points to secure themselves in that top 16, and even then afterwards, tomorrow, you're going to have the other teams breathing down your neck. Let's head over to the casters here for Erangel. One last time for the day, it's Toby, and Godspeed.
Thank you so much, Kalaris and Toffees. Yes, this has been, so far, Toby, one of the sickest couple days of group stages I think I've seen in a while. You were actually just telling me we need to kind of bring it down a little bit just because we're going to lose our voice and we're only 2 days in.
This is a 60-game tournament.
Oh, my goodness.
And we are on our way into the 12th. How have we been spoon-fed on a golden...
We're spoiled.
It's just we're seeing absolute mad PUBG, and we're reaching a point very soon where I'm like, how can this next game best it? And somehow, so far, despite the fact that I've kept saying that to myself, they keep on evolving to levels of excitement that are completely off the charts.
I mean, just some of the clips as well between the Expendables playing an almost perfect game.
It's
the
absurd.
fact that Ty Lu was able to get that win with just a grenade, no more ammo. There was only, I think, like 50 reserve rounds left on the side of Shen. Just absolutely ridiculous.
So now,
okay, yeah, let's go.
we bring it down. We'll let the guys loot. Also the viewers, man. We can't. I mean, let's breathe. Let's breathe for a second. Bring it down. Watch Flood get his loot game going. Watch no hard drops take place as I look at Salute and say, please get away from there. All is good. All is calm. For probably the next, I don't know, 35 seconds. As this first circle reveals itself, very calm, very good.
Split there.
Yeah, it's good.
Lake, yes.
You're way better than this than I am. I'll just let you do like the ASMR podcast. I can't do that. I can't get that low.
Flood grabbing himself a nice little red dot there as he
I
goes.
don't know if I like this.
No.
It's a little...
It's a little off-putting.
Ugh.
But yeah, so we did see a similar circle to this earlier. Obviously, this one a little bit more south, leading in towards, I'd say, more towards farm. But yeah, this can be one of those circles where it's difficult to play, again, depending on how much of that water and river is left in after the first shift.
Now, since we have a little bit of time while the early game here is unfolding, I will allow you to create an endgame scenario that could top the 2 games we've just had. Like, just off the mind, nothing you've seen in the past, just a wild finish to a game that could best what we've just seen. Because I couldn't have, if you said that to me before last game, I couldn't say a guy with no ammo left that throws an 8, kills 2 and wins a 2v3 because of it. I couldn't have come up with that even if I was allowed to just make up anything on the spot. So please try and create something wilder.
Off the top of my head, I'm thinking of a situation where you have Tiggleton, let's say, using a mortar and circle 6. Meanwhile, while Soul is flying around in a glider.
With a Panzerfaust.
Yes, with a Panzer, of course, with a Panzerfaust. Meanwhile, Anonix in the back seat with him, and then we see, I don't know, maybe someone with a Uzi or
of course, because why not?
You know, an Uzi, or I would say any sort of SMG on the back of a 2-seater driving around. I'd say that maybe could top that.
And they would all somehow meet and fight in the last circle.
While Soul jumps out of the glass.
While Mortars just raining on in from Tico. Was like, I know it's phase 8, but I'm going to sit out here in the blue and just love Mortars in. He has a jammer pack. He has a jammer pack. He's fine. He'll love some Mortars in.
Actually, I do want to talk about, though, the jammer packs have been such an integral part for players to play much later, in the blue.
Exactly. For those of you guys, just to underline, for those of you guys who, for reasons unknown, wouldn't know what we're talking about, jammer packs, it's a level 2 backpack that allows you to tank blue damage both from being outside blue, but, and this is where I think the big caveat comes in, also blue zone nades. And you see the blue line just under the health bar. So where we just saw before, like where it says 100 out of 100, underneath that entire white bar, which is the health of Spiro, he doesn't have one, so that's a bad example, but underneath there you'd see a blue line that would decrease over time if the player having the jammer pack would take blue damage. So just in case you didn't know, that's what we're talking about.
It's just objectively a better 2-bag. And more importantly as well, is it doesn't matter if it's blue from circle 1 or blue from circle 6 or 7.
So is a jammer pack now the blue? Because I get that there's no way a jammer pack is better than a little free backpack when you're, I mean how much are you in blue?
So I need that 3-bag.
But I'm saying, with blue zone damage now being a factor on all maps, could you make an argument that being able to counter, like mitigate blue zone damage for as long as you can, that's 10 seconds worth of blue zone damage you can deny. with a jammer pack? Because it's 100,
actually a
right?
very good point.
Is
Could
that now better
best backpack?
because of blue zone nades? Is that now better than a level 3 backpack?
Well, because the case that you're putting it against is also the ability to carry more utility.
Damage denial over extra equipment.
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. That's something we should probably talk to the teams about. Because for me personally, again, I call the level 3 backpack a gobbo pack because I'm a goblin. So I absolutely do love having the 3 back. But there's also situations where I'm like, damn, I really wish I had a jammer pack.
But I mean, I get that it's a no discussion if it wasn't because we have blue zone nades. And even if there was blue zone nades, but only on Tego, like it's been in the past, even then, not a discussion. Level 3 pack superior. But now they're in all maps, and we've seen them being put to use as often as we have. Is the damage denial going to outweigh the extra loot that you can bring? I'm not quite sure, but while I'm not quite sure,
it's a good question though.
We'll take our small calm eyes. There you go. That's the blue line on the soul. You can see it now. The blue line down there.
And that will tick.
Soul is kind of trapped.
Does he have a vehicle here?
But the question is he trapped with D plus Kia? Or are D plus Kia trapped with Soul? We'll see as he potentially fires his first bullet.
I mean, if he wants to, he can just kind of skirt down towards the south. Skirt. And then he can just go on that ridge line there where the river is, so he could be able to get out, but it doesn't look like he wants to. It actually looks like he's chilling tabs on D plus Kia.
He's reading how many players there are and whether it's worth it or not to make a play on it early game. Because again, I mean, while we saw while we saw Danoa do pull off a good first couple of games on Miramar, it's been quiet since. I mean, 21 points, and I was just saying it. Read how many there are. Oh my God, salute that nade. It's going to be perfect from Zenith. He full speed sent it straight into that nade, and Zenith could not have come off stronger to kick this one off.
And what did we say about
guys, calm down.
holding down a compound? They are pretty much impregnable at this point. And Inox now trying to get a different angle. They desperately want to get Salute up. They don't want him down early. And Zenith is going to come around and find Loki as well. But David was traded here. And Soul finding the flush.
Yeah. Danoa in this position just much better set up for this fight to take place than D plus Kia, where Menuda is on the wrong side here trying to run on down. Americano is now being shot at by other teams from the northern side. They are in trouble. Zenith is up, sure, but you'd have to imagine that with 1-1, you know what, as I say that, Menuda is going to be able to get in. It's going to be on Anonix to keep them afloat.
Meanwhile, Gen.G, again, the Korean team is just relentless against Forest. I feel so bad for them. But wait a second. Master, though, has been amazing for this team.
Master of Disaster takes down 2 as DT tries to wrap around, but he is completely off the ankle here. Kicks that also, finding 2 from Petrichor. Can we? What is up? I know it's game 6 and all, but can we please calm down for a moment here? D+, they know they have Soul off ankle. They know they have 2 knocks on the other side. Make that 3. This is not the Nonix and Danoa start that they were hoping for as more kills come through. And I don't want to have to Soul. They just got a team knock. Oh my God, Soul's going to clean this up because of it. Zenith accidentally knocks Americano as they're flushing people, and now Soul's going to peek from the other side. Everything was looking so good, but thankfully for what was going a little too wild there for D plus Kia, Tai Lu comes in and says, guys, calm down. Calm down.
And I don't, dare I say, a little bit of a mistake there. Danoa getting a little overzealous. I mean, we saw something similar to this in game 1, right, on Miramar, where they had a good position in Cruise, and they ended up pushing out to try to get these kills. They wanted to get this aggressive here to try to get rid of D plus Kia, but that crash was just ruined initially by that grenade, which stalled it all.
Full reset comes through on the other side, and just like that, despite team knocks coming through, D plus Kia prevails, and yet again proves to the world that attacking, not so much, defending, we know how to stand our ground.
Maybe that's just their secret. They just need to hunker down center circle if they can, and I guarantee you they'll win every single game. But the way that they've been able to defend these positions, whether it's a Grandma's, that was actually the second Grandma's they were crashed on.
Very, very good defense put up. A little chaotic. Could have easily gone both ways, I think is safe to say. But yet again, it is D plus Kia coming out on top. And not just to get any opponent, but a very formidable one in that, in Danoa.
And meanwhile, looking at the map, Toby, a lot of the teams have actually opted for a more southern approach here, as we see only 4 teams actually going north, with Gen.G tail between their legs after fighting Forest have gone all the way north just around shooting range as well. So a lot of these rotations are starting to become set here, as we also see LG very far on the east side. This is something they do like to do, especially coming from Milton Power. They tend to wrap around Yasnaya.
I said I was curious to see what Gen G was going to bring today off of their phenomenal, I believe it was 10-kill win in the first game, but only 11 points acquired so far in the following 5. They do get a circle here. I mean, they do get the circle, but with 2 casualties coming in this early on, how much are they going to be able to make off of it? Phil first, scouting on the fly, trying to kind of figure out if there's anyone in the nearby vicinity, but not seeing any vehicles, not seeing any open doors or broken windows. Well, there's an open door, but no cars should be easy call.
It's going to be a free crossroads there for the team of Question Mark, and that is a wonderful position here, but I really worry about the bottleneck that will be happening on the south side, specifically just around to the east and west bridges of Razak. We have Sonic's Twisted Minds, Tai Lu actually crossing early, which is great, and still we have DD Team very far in the south.
Yeah, everyone now, I mean, because of the shift being so hard towards the northwest, everyone knows there's prime real estate available, but it's only going to be available for so long, so everyone is full speed sending it, trying to claim some of those spots for themselves, and already now we can see how second by second they are being taken away.
Now still up here, I believe this is happening just to the south of shooting range. Yes, it is. Day Trade now did have a very nice game coming off the east side of Death Road. Very impressive, at least 10 kills to their name. They would be very happy to get rid of Forest, because then they can start playing this area around the shelf just to the southwest of shooting range. But Forest have been very scrappy and very difficult to get rid of, especially when they have a compound like this. I don't think the play is for Day Trade to push here.
Let's see here, I think Forest would be smart in just kind of regrouping on the compound there, at least getting info on Day Trade and trying to force them off. Scabby, a few bullets missed there, but does force Day Trade to rethink making that aggressive play.
And again, let's calm it.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, any chance I get to just go back to ASMR is if we're going to survive for the next 10 days.
The next,
it's technically 11, but
50 games.
We still have 48 games left after this one, so let's.
You know what? If I lose my voice, I don't care.
You will. I mean,
will.
With the pacing of how things have been going, we will not survive through tomorrow. I mean, it's it's been absolutely insane. But also, I mean, who are we to complain? That is like a below first world problem, a zeroth world problem. We are absolutely loving it, and we hope that all of you guys out there watching are as well.
So here's the thing. I actually really like this rotation coming out from Na'Vi.
Yeah.
The only thing I do worry about, though, is the fact that they will be coming in on edge, maybe with LG as well as Friendly Fire holding that.
Didn't see a whole lot of emergency pickup used today. And also, oh my lord, it's been fixed. Look at the minimap on the bottom right side. They are moving with a plane logo on top. That is something I've actually never seen before. In the competitive, that is. We had a while where they weren't moving at all on the map feed, but there they come.
They would just randomly appear,
flying on forward, making their way further towards the center. Curious to see whether they're going to opt to jump out, considering that they are only 2. So if it was like a full-on commit jump on a team, how do you go about a YOLO pull-up when you're only 2 guys flying in?
I could imagine them trying to take maybe a more northern position around Severny, something that they think would be more free. Obviously, we do see LG now rotating there. Na'Vi will be meeting them there soon as well. But, yep, there is. So they're going to go all the way to the coast. This is probably the safest play for them as they kind of pop out there.
They're popping up straight across the street that LG spots
LG's
them flying.
they're just going to look straight up and be like, oh.
Yeah, like, wait. And you can see them flying away now. Summer, it's up, things go down. So like, no. Get away. They were literally flying, and you can see LG are chasing them. They're getting up on the hillside.
As they should.
We're looking at the map on the top left right now. LG are chasing and on the hunt here. Good thing for Summer is that he might get to safety. Zenith is leaving Severny. They're going to get into the city, but as I say that, oh my lord, this is just troublesome all across the board.
And Snakers, as well as the rest of LG, are going to see this kick. Saw that. I doubt they're going to really commit too much to this, because, they want to get to that new circle now. Summer will take shots, though.
Yeah, circle swung south, nothing for them to really come for. No reason to stick around for potential 1 kill when there's so much more to play for. Further down towards the south, example, tons of damage being put out towards Americano. As, I mean, even if he doesn't get the knock, that's still going to force him off and heal. And since they still have Uber from behind, is that a flash?
Yeah, it is. It's a flash. I mean, this is this shack is obviously fairly popular for a lot of teams to take. Fortunately, no one here for them. This is actually, for that rotation, again, beautiful stuff from Na'Vi. And now, Chewy's still floating in the air. Just please land.
No. Oh, just exactly.
He has 1 HP.
Just exactly able to get down. So Chewie is in shooting range, and Summer is in Severny. I don't think they were planning on being this split when they flew in. Also, how is Chewie still in the air?
I don't know.
They flew so long ago. Did he just
pull
insta
early,
press
maybe?
F
Yeah.
when he got out of the plane?
Must have.
Off the string, I suppose, or the line. He must have. He must have.
I think he was, because he was floating around. Summer immediately was just trying to get the hell out of the
Yeah, you could tell. He was maneuvering very fast on that one. Tailson able to take down Belmont as Daytrade takes some casualties early on here. DD team, a team we haven't seen too much of today. Able to get a few shots in and find Page as well. That's out towards the eastern side of this one when they're still sat very good in this circle. They're able to find Roth now as well. Might just want to, I was going to say push in it, but the thing is they're sat in a wide two-way split at the gas station out towards the east. So it's just, I mean, even though they have them kind of pinned in a dip, there's just, the value of the spot they have currently is just not worth losing over potentially getting a few kills.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And then even just looking at question mark, right? It's just sitting at crossroads, very comfortable. They're also able to see quite a bit of that east, all of those teams on the east, and they should be able to put a lot of pressure on them as well. As we look at the Sonics, I mean, they're going to be on the west edge, dangerously close to Daytrade.
Be creeping on forward as well, but no doubt that Expendables would have heard the vehicle stopping just above him. Yep. They're gonna sit tight. Keep in mind that Na'Vi has been wrapping in late on this one, so they have no info of what's happening to the south. They did a wide wrap towards that around that eastern side. So ever since they kind of full speed sent it up past shooting range and towards where they are now, they have no clue what's happening south of them.
Win now trying to take shots at Daytrade. As I said, they were getting very close. Flash is gonna. Oh nope, the smokes were spotted out by Huynh. And now we're going to hear this vehicle. He's getting ready for the spray here. Sonics would love to get rid of Daytrade as soon as possible. That way they can take control of this west side and actually have quite a bit to play.
It's kind of surprising that Daytrade has ended up being as split as they are, because Norins is far up towards the north and not really in position from where he can defend his teammates. In the meantime, Circle swings up towards the north. We're going southeast of shooting range into that open hillside. And once again, I mean, Daytrade just not set up together, very disjointed, and there's just no way you can expect them to be able to defend against all the angles that Sonics are getting on.
Yeah, which is a stark difference with what we saw from the last game.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Now, Sonics now trying to take advantage of this. They did have the knock and flush onto Flash, so it's now just Norns and Poochus as that Flash is going to land right in front of his face. And Mime going to be able to... Nope. Oh, wait a second.
Giving it to Tickleton. More people have him on the previous team, so yeah.
Sorry about that, Tickle. I didn't mean to steal that from you.
Oh, you're the fragger. So yeah, I'm just the support. I'm sorry, God. I'll back off. I'll back off.
That's how it worked.
Yeah, exactly. Here comes friendly fire. You see them on the minimap on the bottom right. Parachutes deployed as they are coming in. Are they? There's no way they're crashing the compound. No, they're going north of it. Okay, fair enough. They're taking the small trenches north of the compound, but they are being shot at in air. So who knows? Maybe you'll see a couple of knocks or kills, I should say, coming through. As some of you might not know, but you cannot get knocked when you're in parachute. That is an instant death.
Yeah, you are just donezo. That's it. And at the very least, it does look like friendly fire, even though eating a few knocks early, have been able to survive. Page so far from home, though.
Yeah, they landed, but maybe one of those again, like Daytrade on takeover. Yeah, they landed and they're dead. For now, smokes is what they have for cover. They're not inside the circle yet. And here we go. Two very similar logos and color patterns, but not similar in the skill they've been putting out here. It's Luminosity trying to fend off, trying to defense flood. Went down before, but Rillo able to get the knock on through. Should be able to get him back on his feet.
Haven't seen a scar in a long time. I promise you, Rillo didn't choose that. He's gonna, at the very least, take care of that member of Petrichor, and they do have a little bit of a reprieve there, but this push now coming in from Twisted against Gen G, it's just gonna be up to DG to try to get EJ up, and I like the fact that he's sticking it. They're in the smokes, why not? But Spaceman finding Lou from distance.
Lou went for the rest of Batulins, but got caught mid-smoke by shots from up above. Some lucky ones coming through smoke there to take him out. And now, Gen G saying, thank you for the help, we'll take it from here. 0 kills so far. Gen G lost 2 very early on in this game. We'll see if they can get something going. Blue Zone nade should be the death of Lou. We'll see if that nade gets something with it. Indeed it does. Spiro down as well. Now it's just Perfectix left alive.
And in a very difficult situation there, getting Spyro up is going to be hard. The smoke might help here, but
You saw Sonics get taken out by 3 different teams, so they clearly got themselves in trouble. Down towards that southwest, we saw a lot of teams in that area as they're trying to maneuver forward, get shots on, and all of them connected. And here comes E-Arena, full speed forward. As I say that, there's only 2 people here, but Midi does manage to find EJ. Second one goes through as the flush comes in. Fights happening on all fronts now as these edges start burning.
Oh, here's a little grenade, tossing that right into the door. Blue zone grenade on the other side of this. I love this proactivity, though, the wherewithal for them to see that this is the play to take this compound. It's being fought over between Gen.G as well as Twisted Minds. This is what they needed in the last game.
Also, where have E-Arena been all day long? Welcome, boys. Welcome to this one. Only 2 kills, but a nice proactive, aggressive play. Something we want to see. Some of these teams that might not be expected too much from, make those active plays. Play with the comfort. Play with the confidence that you can go out and win fights. Lovely pull-up by EA.
Speaking of confidence, we actually are starting to see DD Team take the fight to Tai Lu there just to the south. DDT was focused on this, trying to get rid of them as D plus Kia now is starting to push out. And again, don't you dare push that team.
They know where to hold those crosses, and they have pulled it off once more as DD Team falls as well. Norrens falls at state trade out. 7 teams left alive, just 20 players, and we're only now hitting phase 5.
It's actually crazy. This is, what is it?
It's game 6, man. It's game 6. It's always the same. Oh my lord!
Oh, where is that?
Lyrics just touched a solid ton of force coming his way in terms of a burning car, and well, let's talk about it.
That vehicle just flying right overhead as Question Mark have taken this ridge. This is probably the best ridge to assault this. I was going to call it a compound, really. It's just one yellow building, but this is going to be still difficult. At the very least, they still have their UAS.
Yeah, Navi is committed to the shack down below. They've fallen back down off the hill. I think that's a perfect read because they know that we cannot allow anyone to sit down there.
This is a rough circle.
Technically, the uphill position is better for Navi, but they cannot give the spot they're currently in to anyone else because that will make the uphill spot pretty much useless.
Yeah.
So they have to concede. They have to go down and play their own Achilles heel, essentially, to then, hopefully for them, be able to hold off a D plus Kia, who are currently on the run.
It's actually crazy how open this circle is.
Yeah.
Toby. It's completely open. It's just one massive hillside now as we see D plus Kia trying to make that push over towards Na'Vi. But again, Na'Vi is just so aware of this, and the knock coming out from Example. A beautiful spray. The trade from Americano, though, onto Example as Alia now trying to get some utility out, and they're being shot now from a distance from Forest.
Always backstabs coming through, and Munto able to get this one down. Example, yet again, Na'Vi just cannot find their way to the late game with all 4 people up. Even when circles go in their favor, there's always a stab coming through from behind.
See that going down. Menuda and Americano still alive here. It's not quite over again with Forest harassing Na'Vi from the high grounds. It might be able to buy D plus Kia some sort of opening to maybe get a little more damage out, but even off to the east, we now see the fight between Question Mark and E-Arena.
And one of the big reasons why we're seeing all these teams fight so close to one another is because once again, Expendables on the southern side has taken so much control down towards that south, so no one can really wrap down in that direction. That's why we're seeing 3 teams here on top of each other. 2 teams on top of each other in the northwest. They've effectively just forced everyone, cramped them up towards the northern edge of the circle.
And they still have so much control off that circle shift there. You see Duck Juice in that the double 2 stories there as they're going to now start to push out. All you're going to find the knock onto Munto, and they desperately need to get rid of Forest. As now here comes Americano. And he's going to find the knock on Alia as well. And Na'Vi now getting sandwiched to death.
Mortars are raining on in as well. That's what you get when you claim terrain. That's what you get when you make space for yourself. Look at the mortars flying on forward. Not hitting a whole lot, but sure as hell causing chaos and commotion between these players.
Still 2 up, though, for Na'Vi as they will be able to recover somewhat. As now it's a 2-on-2-on-2 here on the north side of this circle. Meanwhile, over here, we have Question Mark taking the fight to E-Arena. And this has been a fight that's been going on for a while now. Trades coming from both teams.
It's been brewing. It's been brewing for a long time. Phil first does go down as a burning vehicle comes across. We just add a little bit of cinematic chaos to this already very chaotic end game. As you said earlier, we are going to force everyone out into the open. And with every shift, we're shifting out every single tree that is left to play in this circle. Dante does find 60, so we'll see if they can maybe make a play or at least get Phil first up off of that knock.
This is such a disgustingly open circle. Probably one of the most egregious of the day, I would say, is...
We have 7... No, me too, that's a bad click. We have 17 players alive. only Expendables are inside the circle.
And Expendables are about to start spreading out. As you see, 2 members there. It's going to be Tan Vu as well as Duck Juice. But there's nothing to kill. Everyone is taking care of each other.
The entire circle. No one else is in. Now Americano has just stepped his foot inside the circle. Welcome. We're at, I don't even know, we're at 24 minutes. And we've got, I mean, we got 10, well, and a half player alive. This is, I guess it's a perfect finish to a super chaotic game.
Yeah, this is actually a little bit more of a break for us.
To some extent,
as this has been a ridiculous game, but yeah, this is a symptom of just how absolutely open the circle. We've seen circles end to the southeast of shooting range before, and they're always just so difficult to keep alive.
Now the solos will fight for third, but in the end it's most likely, or should at least, be a Expendables versus a question mark finish here in this one. Americano sprays on through, out of bullets he is, as he swings it over to the mini 987, make that nice headshot, comes through, finds Melman, and now I think he's realizing as well that it's probably me versus the world, and not that that means he should die by any, like just forfeit it, because there could be a misread somewhere. It could be 4 teams alive, so might as well just drone it on out. And you know what? I mean, if somehow question mark ups to Rap South, if they start a fight early with Expendables, because they're starting to flex out as well, Americano might just get to creep in from behind again. If we're predicting end games, if we're trying to best the previous matches, Americano wins this game.
That would definitely be...
With a pan throw.
With a pan... Okay, now you're just getting greedy. But yes, Americano, I mean, he's still very much, especially as you said, if the team of question mark Rap South. I also want to point out how much more important this game is for question mark than even D plus Kia, especially obviously the Expendables. They're fine.
Also, yeah, exactly. The Expendables, they've been chilling for a good while. Question mark, not quite so much. No. So how much time have they had to actively track the leaderboard? Do they know that it's a 4-man Expendables and a solo in D plus Kia? Or are they maybe thinking they could be 2 for D plus Kia? Because they're very, very respectful of the angle up towards Americano. Now, of course, there is also the potential that Expendables could peek on over, but you can see question mark very hesitant in trying to make a play. So maybe they're thinking it's a 3-2. They're up against another 4-1. I would assume that they know, since a lot of the kills on D plus Kia came from question mark. But even then, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if they knew it was a solo, they probably would have been a little more aggressive pushing towards that north side. Yeah, but I mean, even if it is a 3-on-2, they are still playing this fairly cautiously, putting Best of Luck down to the south. But again, it's that angle is just being covered so well by the Expendables.
That was the angle. That was the scout to secure the area for them. And now question mark is running right into the open arms of Expendables. They're tracing this entire journey into the compound. Out they go. The good thing for question mark is the entirety of Expendables have left the compound, but here comes the nades, here comes the push from the team from APAC.
And Tan Vu getting in a beautiful spray transfer, and this team is just continuing to dominate the field.
There is just no stopping these guys. They're on one. Never have I seen a team play with this amount of confidence. They're spreading out. They're claiming absolutely everything for themselves. They come off of the first Erangel of today, 12-kill win. Now they're looking at finding a 9-kill one if they can get Americano here, which you can only imagine that Delvin with the Famous in hand should be able to do.
Americano, I don't know if he's looking at him. Oh, he's just shooting him in the back, and
it's GG.
That's going to be GG. What a performance yet again. Wave that flag with pride, because the Expendables have been absolutely unstoppable here in day 2.
We talked about Cerberus. They kept outperforming. They were the better APAC team, but here comes Expendables. Cerberus ain't playing today. Great. Let's show us what we were. There's the bicep show off as well from the boys. These guys are absolutely phenomenal. 2 wins on Erangel today. What a game. What a performance from the Expendables.
Very least, though, I will also say question mark were able to take that fight to E-Arena and get themselves a nice 3rd place. They got some kills as well. They desperately needed to have a good game at the end, and they were able to at least secure that. But D plus Kia, man, I am so impressed with the adjustments that they were able to make coming in today.
Also, question mark had good mirror mark games, had a decent Tego game, but 14th, 13th on Erangel. At least they finish up with a decent Erangel here. But now, for the last time today, let's head on over to the desk and let them break down what we just saw there.